Bro. Yo. Okay, I'm gonna keep recording, but give me just a second. What? I can't see. Okay. What's goody, Drew family? We recording. I tried to do this video already, so I'm gonna actually do this real quick. This is my Draw My Life. It's much requested by the fans, you know. A few other requests that I've gotten in. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do them, just cause well, one of the suggestions I was sent in was about an hour and 15 minutes long. I would love to react to that, but I'll think about it. But today we're doing my Draw My Life. Actually, today meaning 4:19 in the morning. I am awake doing my Draw My Life. Why am I awake at 4:19 in the morning? I don't know. So yeah, we're gonna be doing this Draw My Life. I'm super excited, super hyped, super pumped to get into this. I've already recorded 8 minutes of this before. But yeah, here we go. So I was born on September 20th, 2005. So, you know, here's the 9, yeah, whatever. I'm going to make this part quick. So I was born in a hospital, obviously. Mom and dad. These are two people. Mom and dad, you know. Love at first. We'll get to that. Yeah, it was great, you know. I was born. And to be honest, I don't actually remember anything until I was like 3. So here's a few things I need to explain. So when I was 3, I remember me and my dad, we went. So let's draw that. Dude, what is going on, bro? I didn't even select. Okay, so me. This is me when I was younger. So I had kind of like long hair, and this is my dad, right? So my dad kind of had short hair. I don't know why I drew the eyes differently, actually. But yeah, so we actually went to the waste management facility because when I was younger, I had always seen the trash trucks drive by my house, and I had always wanted to, I don't know, I always wanted to be a trash truck driver, I guess. I don't really want to anymore, but still, you know what? Dreams are dreams for a reason. I don't know what that means. But right here is, you know, the main attraction of this little facility. So it was this little smokestack with a little flame coming out of it that smells super bad. Like I'm telling you, there's like flies buzzing around this thing all day. It stinks. It's really just not what you want. I mean, because this flame is what they burn poop with. And, you know, when I was younger, I thought this was awesome. I was like, dude, they burn shit, like they burn poop in this chimney. That is the coolest thing ever, man. Also, I remember we went to, like, the places where they burn all the garbage. Good for the environment and such, I guess. But yeah. So, next big memory I remember, there was one more, and then we'll get to the big one that really changed my life forever. Still 3 at this point, 3 or 4, something around there. And I remember I wanted this toy dragon really bad, because when I was younger, it was like a pretty gnarly looking dragon too. When I was younger, I was really into like dragons, monsters, like just like kind of like creatures, like big scary creatures. I was always also I was always into like villains as a kid. Like I always thought the Joker was way cooler than, you know, that's just who I was as a kid. I just, you know, thought those were interesting. So this gives a little bit of context. I had a huge collection of like dragon toys, and like monster, not just dragons, but just monster toys in general. So I already had a lot. All right. And I went into my dad's room, or his office actually at the time, because he works from home. he still does, I guess. But yeah, so he had like a PC and everything, and like a desk. You know, he was doing his little insurance crap, whatever he does. And he was just like typing up on the computer. This is him right here. I don't know why I'm drawing him so weirdly. But remember, I came in. This is me, a little. Hold on. Let me do this first. Let me just know where I can't draw. So I can't draw on this because the webcam, you know. So here's a little old me walking in, and I ask him like, "Hey, Dad, can I get this dragon toy?" And I remember him distinctly saying, he was like, "You have so many," or something like that. You have enough, you know, something like that. And I was like, I kind of, oh, you know how little kids are. I didn't want to take no for an answer. I was a little kid. I was just like, what the crap? You're supposed to say yes to everything. So I started getting angry or sad or whatever. I remember what he did was he actually pulled up a video on his phone, or not on his phone, a video on his computer of babies crying. And I remember he told me, he was like, see, Drew, kids don't always get their way. And I just remember that for the rest of my life. I was like, that is just, that's insane. Thank you for teaching me this lesson. So yeah, now, I mean, I've never forgotten. I don't know why he pulled up a video of kids crying to show me that. I don't really get it. I think he told me, like, these kids didn't have toys like I had, and they were unfortunate or whatever. I really don't remember, being completely honest, but it was something like that. I was like 3. Okay, so next memory, big. I was 4 years old, and this changed my life forever. So, Mom and Dad actually had a little divorce, because now, this is crazy. So my dad, okay, we're gonna draw my dad. So everybody thought he was this great guy, and I don't remember. I was 4. Okay, this is so long ago. I was 4. Yeah, my dad's this great guy. Turns out he was having an affair on my mother this entire time, and so she basically was like, hell no. And she got angry. She was sad at first and then angry, and she was like, you're really gonna do this? We have 2 beautiful kids. Oh, by the way, I have a brother. Yes, he is younger than me by 22 months. Almost 2 years. Yeah, so she was like, we have 2 kids. You really did risk this all for the kids? And then he was like, yep. And then he got out of there. He lived with my grandma for a little bit. Weird stuff. We're not going to go too much into detail with all that, but it was a crazy situation. Oh. Oops. It was a crazy situation, basically. Let's just say that for certain. Next up, I guess, we're going to skip a year or 2. I don't remember how long it was, but my mom basically met this dude named Troy. Now, Troy was a weird guy. I don't really know much about Troy. We're going to give him a funny mustache because he was extremely racist, probably maybe a Nazi, I don't know. But extremely racist, shitty dude. And when I was about this age, so this is probably when I was in about 1st or 2nd grade. We'll say around there. So it is a few years in the future because I went from 4 to yada yada. Oh, and in between that time, I'm not going to draw it, but in between that time, we did figure out that I needed glasses, and there was a few other things, but nothing too major. Just really me getting glasses, because we figured out that I have, like, a problem with my right eye. So, yeah. We met, she met Troy. This guy, man, this guy was a trouble. So, we met Troy. She met Troy, should I say. And, yeah, this guy was some racist dude. He was always, just kind of like, being annoying to everybody. Um, I'm not getting into much detail. I should though. So let's say, basically, Troy. For a little while, me, my mom, Troy, and my brother, for just a little while, I think just for a summer, lived in a trailer RV trailer park. We lived in a trailer park for about a few months. Um, I don't actually know why. Actually, I do know why. So my mom couldn't afford to pay for the house that her and my dad paid for because it was just her that now, and she made less of an income than my dad, of course. And with just her, she didn't have enough to pay for the house. He didn't help her. There you go. Uh, she wasn't able to pay for the house, so we had to live in an RV trailer park for I think it was more than a couple months. It was a little while, and I remember a few things happened at this trailer park. One of them was I got stitches in my eyebrow because I was on a seesaw, and I was on one side, and this other kid was on the other side, and he got off really fast. Or no, wait, I got off really fast. Like I jumped off, and this kid being on the other side, the weight went straight down, and this part came up. It was like a metal bar came up, slapped me right in the face, gave me stitches in the eyebrow. Um, I still have like a mark sort of there. Pretty fun, I guess. Um, but yeah, so this is Troy. So he was super racist. I liked Pokemon a lot at the time. Like I was a big fan of Pokemon. Uh, through all of elementary school. I still think Pokemon's cool, but it's not really. I'm not like a fan of it anymore. I mean, I still think it's all right though. And yeah, he kept telling me, and trigger warning, homophobia, but not from me, from this guy. He was telling me, he was like, Pokemon is gay. You're gay you're gay. You should be like a man. You should like race cars, and you should like NASCAR, man. What the hell? That's gay. And basically just calling me like all sorts of names uh, that I won't mention, but just being a complete dick for no reason because I liked Pokemon and he thought it wasn't masculine manly enough. So that's why I didn't like Troy. My mom was with this guy for a few years, and later, so later on, we actually moved into a house. Now, I went to an elementary school, obviously, but I had to move elementary schools because we moved to a house that was outside of where I went to elementary school at. So we bought this house, or my mom bought this house in Troy together. Troy, I don't even know what he did for a living. I actually don't even remember at all. Weird. Um, yeah, man, he bought the house. Or wait, yeah, they bought the house together. And just to let you know, my mom's a nurse. That's what she does for a living. She's like yeah, she's an RN. So yeah, I don't know what he did. I don't remember. But yeah, so um, they bought this house together, and I do remember a few things from this house. I remember Troy had a daughter. I remember, um, and she didn't like me at all. I think she was like 15, maybe 14 at the time. I was probably I was like 6 or 7, like 6 or 7, or maybe 8, something in that age range. So she thought I was annoying as shit, obviously, because I was this little ass kid, and she was just, minding her own business. She was probably like middle school or something, probably thinking she's like the top dog or whatever. Yeah, like hell no, bro. But yeah, I don't know. I just remember she came over a few times, and this is when, in this house, is when I played Skylanders. Played so much Skylanders. Skylanders was one of my favorite games. I had every single. I'm just saying this based off of like memories I've had. There are a lot of memories I don't have. Just like I'm not gonna get too detailed, but just traumatic memories that my brain probably just didn't remember from this time. So I'm just kind of going based off the things I did remember. So yeah, Skylanders. I do remember playing a lot of Skylanders, and I do also remember when I was younger, we went in the backyard and we saw these little like worms. Also, something really cool about this house is it wasn't like a big house or anything, but it had like a backyard that was like very wooded, which I thought was really cool. And also, like it was actually like it was like only like a it was like a two-bedroom house, so it wasn't like massive or anything. But it was really nice. Like I liked the house a lot because it had a wooded backyard. It had it had this like big like uh it was abandoned. Like when we had gotten there, it was just like an empty broken shack, but we fixed it up. It was pretty big. It was like a like to hold a boat maybe. It was like a mini garage in the backyard. Man, it was really cool to explore. So yeah, when I was exploring in the backyard, one day, I came across these little things on the ground. And I thought they were just worms, right? Because little kids love to play with worms. So of course I picked these things up. I was like, these are the coolest things I've ever held in my life. My mom comes outside, sees us playing with these worms, and she's like, those are not worms. Those are baby copperheads. And if you don't know what a copperhead is a venomous snake. And baby snakes tend to be more potent because when they bite, they let all the venom out and kill you. So, and I was a little kid, so I would have died. Really weird, man. I don't even know how this. I was playing with a very venomous snake. What the? Okay, weird kid, man. I was a weird kid. We had Skylanders and this. I remember we built like a ramp for little race cars to go down, little NASCAR things. Not NASCAR, Hot Wheels. Little Hot Wheels to go down. I don't know. I don't remember much from this time. We did have a dog named Jake. We had a dog named Jake. He was a beagle. Really nice dog. We only had him for like a little bit. He was Troy's dog. It was a beagle, yeah. I already said that, I think. Yeah, so that was basically it for that house. And then what did I just do? And then for a short period of time, we actually moved in with Troy's grandma. Not moved in, but we went there for one time, and I got an injury to my finger. I don't know, you probably can't even see it. I had to get stitches in my finger, basically. It was like a whole nother injury that I got. Weird. I got my door slammed in a camper RV thing. But yeah, we went up there. Now, Troy, his grandma, and them, they live in the country, southern racism America. That's what I grew up around, unfortunately, but I just remember, yeah, getting an injury. I remember his grandpa was like this weird, crazy alcoholic guy, who just like, I don't know. I do remember he had like a stroke. I'm drawing like little stains on his shirt because he's an alcoholic, and then he's got like a little bottle of whiskey on him. He was an alcoholic. He was fat. He was a loser. He was racist. He was kind of crazy, psychopath kind of guy. And for a while, my grandpa had rented this guy, or given this guy a trailer to use to live in, and like an RV. It was actually a trailer, like it was one of those ones you pull behind your car. So we given him this trailer, and he was living in there for a while. He was actually having a decent time. And then things went wrong with Troy, man. My mom, Troy, they started seeing cracks in the relationship, which I had been begging for since day one. I hated Troy. I had to live with this guy for years. This guy thought Skylanders was stupid. He thought Pokemon was gay, which it might be, but who cares? The fuck? But like, not. But seriously though, like, fuck, terrible guy. Probably he really like probably fucked me up like as a child. I don't even know. Like he said some stuff to me, bro. That shit was crazy. I don't even like. I was like too young to be handling that kind of stuff, you know. But yeah, so after the breakup, the drunk uncle comes in, or Troy's dad, Troy's drunk dad. We'll call him that. I forgot his name. Yeah, he comes into play, and him and Troy together. I guess I'll just draw like an angry dude. This is Troy. All right, imagine this is Troy. Destroy this camper, completely destroy it. That my grandpa had so generously lent to him to use. This is not my grandpa, by the way. We're not talking about this guy. We're talking about my real grandpa. And yeah, they destroyed it completely. Really stupid, man. Like, what was even the point of that? That just makes no sense to me. I still don't understand why they did that. But yeah, my grandpa never got his camper back, obviously, because it was destroyed. It was burnt and destroyed. So yeah, next up, a few years later, my mom met a few different guys. None of them are really important at all. Some of them. There was probably more than 3. I don't remember all of them. I do remember there was this guy named Lenny, and I'm not gonna draw it completely, but we'll give a couple highlights. So Lenny, he was pretty nice. I remember him. Things didn't end bad with him and my mom. Like, he was actually a pretty good guy. I think he had to move away or something, and she didn't want to move with. Oh no, that's the next guy. Never mind. I don't remember what happened with this guy then. But yeah, he was really nice. He lived in a boathouse, like a not a house, like a floating house. It's not an actual like yacht or anything. It's a small little house that's floating on a dock. I don't know how expensive those are. I don't remember. I don't know. But I just know that he lived in one, and he was an alright guy. And I remember he took us mudding in these what do they call it? ATVs. He was also like a pretty southern, maybe racist guy, but he didn't show it. He was a very nice guy for what I remember. And then next up we actually have Dave. Now Dave might be one of my favorites that she met. Dave was really cool because he had kids who were like 16, 17, something like that. Pretty much how old I am now. I'm 17. So how old I am now basically. And I was like 8, like 9 or 10. I was like 10 probably. And I just thought they were the coolest people ever. They were just the coolest people ever. His kids were. Dave was cool too. Again, things ended fine with him. He's the one that actually moved away, and she didn't want to move to Texas with him. Really good guy. She was with him for like a year. Really nice guy. And then next up we just have this is NA. It's just some random people. I don't remember any of them. Dave and Lenny were really the only 2 that I really have key memories of. The other ones I don't know. Okay. Here comes the dark part of the story. This is when she met this guy. Oh, and should I mention, after Troy, we had to live with my grandma for a while. Forgot about that. So after her and Troy broke up, obviously, again, she was put in a situation where she can't pay for a house by herself. Like the type of house that we had. And so we lived with our grandma for a little while she can sort things out and everything. And after a while of living with our grandma, she met this man. Okay, this is the bad part of the story, guys. So cover your ears. She met this man. Why could I do that? She met this man, and his name was hold on. We're just gonna draw him like this. Actually, he's like actually evil, but his name was Jeremy. His name was Jeremy, and I remember so much about this guy because he was such a big part of my life. So he was from Louisiana. Yada yada. My mom was with him for like 4 years. I kid you not. It was insane. Crazy. We'll just give a couple key details. So he came to live with my mom with my grandma. Everybody liked him at first. He was great at first. I'm just gonna tell the story, you know. I'm just gonna tell the story because drawing it out would require a lot. So, he came and moved in with my grandma and them, and my mom and stuff. And for a little while, you know, he was just pretty chill. The neighbors liked him. He actually had worked for the neighbors. He didn't have like a real job, so he was kind of just going around doing like I guess freelance is what you call it. I don't know. He would go around and like fix people's houses and stuff, fix up people's stuff. He was like a handyman kind of guy. And let me scoot over so I'm more in the frame. So yeah, he was like a handyman kind of guy, sort of guy. And at first, everybody liked him. It was great. But cracks started to show when one day on my brother's birthday, We were having a pool party for my brother's birthday, so here's all of us in the pool. I'm just gonna draw circles for the people because our heads were under the water, our bodies were under the water. That's our heads in the pool. We're having a pool party, and the most unexpected person came to the party. Now this is actually crazy, guys. Like, I'm not lying. These are all true stories. Crazy. My dad pulled up to my randomly, without saying anything. My dad, my real dad, the one who had an affair with my mom, my real dad. And I guess I didn't mention this very much, but I have. It's not like I had not seen him until this time. But I very rarely had seen my dad. He was a rare person in my life. So for him to show up, it was like a rare appearance. I was like, what the hell? And my brother's birthday party too. And he went up straight to my mom. My mother. He went right up to my mom and told her, he's like, that Jeremy guy is a convicted felon. Boom! Bass drop. That Jeremy guy is a convicted felon. That's the exact words he told to my mom. And Jeremy, where was Jeremy? Well, he was gone. Because when my mom was told this information, this Jeremy guy had lied to her about his last name. She found my dad somehow, I don't know what the crap. I don't even know how he knew my mom was dating Jeremy. I don't know any of that. That's all some weird-ass details that I still have not been ever told. I've had so many questions like, how does he even know? Whatever. All this points aside, I've asked, by the way. It's never been answered to me. All these points aside, my mom. And Jeremy was gone. So Jeremy, at this point, had saw my dad. My dad had a talk with him. And I was like, you gotta go. You're not going to be near my kids. You're a convicted felon, buddy. My mom was in shambles. She was like, what? Why can't I just do it right? Why can't I just find a good person? You know what? Yeah, I don't know. Because she did have good people. She had Dave, Lynn. They were good, but, just situations. But yeah. Later that night, I actually went up to my mom. And I asked her, because I did not, at the time I didn't know what my dad had told her. She told me, of course, she was like, yeah. I was like, where's Jeremy at? Where's Jeremy at? Because I didn't call him dad or anything. I didn't call any of the guys my mom was with dad. Ever. I was a first name kind of guy and never called them dad. That is just, no. I'm not calling him dad. That's weird. Honestly, if I could choose, I wouldn't even call my mom. She doesn't like me calling her by her first name, though. But I just don't like the pet name sort of thing, But whatever. Not pet name, but you know what I'm saying. Like a nickname. I just rather call them their name, But, yeah, so she told me, Jeremy, yada yada, she was like, Jeremy is not who he said he was. Which at the time, I didn't really understand what that meant, but, And I remember I went to bed, and I was out there with my cousin. His name is Kane, and my friend Forrest at the time. I had a friend named Forrest at the time. He was goated. He was a good friend. I haven't talked to him in so long though, but he was a great friend. And yeah, so I was hanging out with them. And I was like, yeah, Jeremy's gone, yada yada yada. It's so weird. Like, I never expected him to be gone, and Jeremy, this and that. Also, like, why is my dad here? That was weird. That was weird. Yeah, I even remember I got out of the pool and I was like, I talked to my dad. I was like, what are you doing here, bro? What the heck are you doing here, bro? Crazy stuff. Okay, we're gonna get on with this. We're gonna go quickly. So yeah, speed run. So yeah, later, my mom got back with Jeremy. Then her and Jeremy moved into an apartment together with us. Of course, they brought me in. Yeah, they're not gonna leave me. We lived in an apartment for a few years. The apartment actually had a insane roach infestation. We found out later, and so that actually led us to move out. Well, technically, we didn't get evicted. I don't even remember what happened. So something happened. We had a beagle, and she dug a hole in the ground, ripped it up the carpet. She was like weird. I don't even know how that happened. and basically we ruined the carpet, and they didn't like that very much because we were renting. It was weird, okay, but yeah. So we later left the apartment. We found a house. It was a I'll try. It was like a small little one of these small little homes. They're long. They have like a door over here. They have like some rooms going this way. Living room was over here. Um, it was like a long house. It was a brick house. It was one story. We lived there for a while, and our neighbor. I remember our neighbor had like a junkyard in their backyard, like trash bags everywhere, metal scrap everywhere. Really weird, dangerous for the dog. We didn't have a fence either, so we had to build our own fence. I remember that we built our own fence and everything because we had dogs. We had two dogs at the time. We had a little beagle. This was not Jake, so Jake would actually stay with Troy. We had a little beagle named Jetty, and then we had that's a beagle, and then we had a little I guess, or not little. He was pretty big actually. Here's his nose. That's his nose, and this is his face. So we had a lab named Fisher. So we had a beagle named Jetty and a lab named Fisher at the time. We lived in this little house for a little while. Not too much happened in this house. Jeremy at this time with the convicted felon stuff, it was kind of all brushed over. He had apologized to my mom. He's like, sorry for the dishonesty. It was some like basic. I think the felonies were like burglary, which is pretty bad. But he said he did it like when he was younger. By younger he means like 20 something, so that's still pretty bad. But whatever. And yeah, also to mention in the apartment, my dad raided I forgot to mention this. When we lived in the apartment, my dad actually raided my house with the police, and he came too. He came sitting in my room. I was playing Black Ops 2. My dad was not cool with me playing immature games, but my mom and Jeremy were fine with it. They didn't care. And so when my dad saw I was playing Black Ops 2, he was like, what is this? Okay. And he sat down with me, and it was like so weird, man. When I tell you, when my dad walked into that room, my heart sunk. I'm like, what is he doing here? It's so weird. He shows up without announcement, and it is the weirdest thing ever. I'm telling you, you will never know that feeling unless something similar happened to you. You will never know. That is the weirdest thing. But yeah, my dad came, and they showed up, and they arrested Jeremy right in front of my face. For stupid charges. He got out the same day. Didn't even have to go to court or anything like that. I don't remember. It was the weirdest thing. He got out that same night because they dropped him off at the station. My mom had to go pick him up at the police station. He got arrested, and at this time, he had been like my mom's boyfriend for like 2 years. Like so, he was like close to me. Just seeing him get arrested right in front of me was absolutely traumatizing. I was young too. I don't remember, but it was just crazy. And then that was crazy. So yeah, let's get back to the old house. Some crazy things happened at this house, by the way. We're not talking about the apartment. We're talking about this house. And some crazy things happened. My brother set the backyard completely ablaze. Almost caused a forest fire. What he did was he had a plastic container with embers in it and left it on the grass. And it burnt through, obviously. And yeah, next thing you know, we went outside and our entire backyard was fully on fire, and the grass was completely black. Burnt the entire backyard. If it wasn't for a little bit of sand, the fire would have spread to the woods behind our house, and it would have probably caused a forest fire. Okay, maybe not, but because we would have caught it. But still, it was actually crazy, and the flames were really close. The flames were really close to our gas tank on the side of our house. So I don't even the gas heater. Do you know that could have been really crazy, man? But yeah, we were there. Yeah, that my brother burnt the backyard down. That was crazy. Not many things happened at this house. I remember I played a lot of Black Ops 3 Zombies. I played a lot of Der Eisendrache. I played a lot of Nacht der Untoten. I played a lot of just Gorod Krovi. Just a lot of those zombie maps. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombies. I remember I played with my cousin. I played with this guy named Adam, who was an online friend of mine. Shout out to Adam. And I played with this guy named Tub. Shout out to Tub. And I played with this guy named uh, Gio. Gio, short for Giovanni. His name was Giovanni. I played with those three people. I played with way more. I played with this guy named Mafia. I played with this from Wales, Mafia from Wales. I remember that. That was cool. I didn't even know Wales was a country till I met that guy. Just a lot of really awesome people I met on PlayStation. Pretty much these years of my life, I was living my entire life on PlayStation. I was very socially just horrible in my life at this time. I had horrible anxiety when I was this age. I still do, but it's not as extreme. I didn't like going out. I had one friend. His name was I had a few friends at the time. I had a friend named Parker. I had a friend named, like, real life friend, Parker, Dylan, Kane, who's my cousin, but at the time he was actually my friend because my grandma and his grandpa hadn't yet gotten married yet, or gotten together yet. Yeah, Kane. Forrest was still my friend at the time, I believe. There was a few people. I don't remember all of them because my friends have changed a lot in the past few years. But yeah, I was really good friends with Dylan. The guy I was gonna say was my number one best friend was probably this guy named Dylan at the time. Dylan was, he lived right near me, lived right near my grandma, and so I would actually after school go to my grandma's house. I would take the bus to my grandma's house because that's where the school district was, and then my mom after work would come pick me up. We would drive home to my house, and then I would hang out with Dylan until my mom came. And then when my mom gets there, I would, of course, go back home, get on PlayStation, hop on with the boys, have a full party, full squad in Zombies, do all the Easter eggs. We didn't just play Zombies, we did multiplayer too, and we played other games as well, like Fortnite. Just kidding. Fortnite wasn't even out, but yeah, we played a bunch of different games. Jake. I have a cousin named Jake who actually lives up in a different city than me, but I played a lot of PlayStation with him as well. So it was Jake and Kane mostly on PlayStation, and then like Adam, Tub, all those guys. You know, it's very, very unlikely, but if you guys see this video, bro, it's me, Drew, bro. Like, come on, dude. That's crazy, man. I haven't talked to these people in so long. But, yeah. Hit me up, yo. Hit me up. For real. But, yeah, so, things were going good in this house. Things were alright. Until Jeremy turned evil. Yeah, he was scheming pretty much something this entire time. The guy that we were renting the house from. No, forgot to mention. I keep saying we bought the house. We never have bought in the house. It's always rented. You know, who buys houses? So yeah, we were renting this house from this guy named Chris, and this guy named Chris was evil as well as Jeremy. So we're actually gonna draw Chris as well. So Chris was he was actually like, I straight up think this guy was like, hold on, nah, I don't, that doesn't fit. This guy was like straight up, he had like long, like fucked up hair, straight up a meth head or something. I don't know what was wrong with this guy. I don't even know, like, I don't know what was wrong with this guy, man, but he was on meth or something. I just remember this guy would always be tweaking out and he would never have a shirt on. So he was on meth or something. I don't even know how this guy owned a house. It was probably his parents or something. We were renting from him. But, so yeah, I mean, Jeremy had evil plans. So for a while, I'll do quotes, our washer machine had stopped working and the water in the house had stopped working. That basically meant the water bill hadn't been paid. I didn't know that at the time. So we actually had to go to my grandma's house for a little while. My mom she did not know. Jeremy had actually lied to her. So Jeremy had all of the house payments were under his name. I don't know what it, like, I'm sorry, Mom, if you see this video, but, like, what a dumb idea to let the convicted felon make the house payments. I'm sorry, but that's just not a very smart idea. I'm sorry. That's just not very smart. He's a what are you doing? But, that's besides the point. Honestly, she didn't really know all the details, of course, and how would she, you know? So Jeremy actually never paid any of the bills, and then Chris was getting angry, and apparently Jeremy was actually spending all that money on drugs. Jeremy was addicted to drugs. Still don't know. My mom said pills. I don't actually know if it was pills, like what type of pills. I mean, but it was pills. He was addicted to pills. So he was buying a bunch of drugs and shit, and getting basically just addicted to drugs this entire time. And Chris obviously didn't let us live there anymore. So Jeremy was like, all right, we don't live there anymore. And so that's why we lived with my grandma. Not because the washing machine wasn't working, but because we didn't have the house anymore. It wasn't ours. Everything I owned was in that house, and I lost everything I owned. He didn't let us go back in. Chris took everything and sold everything in that house. Jeremy, of course, my mom was just completely like blown away. Like, what? And so Jeremy ran away, left. Jeremy left, took Fisher, the Labrador Retriever, beautiful golden lab that we had, took Fisher with him. And we don't know where he is. I've never seen him since. It is actually insane. We lost our house. We were homeless. I swear to God, we were homeless for like a while. Not living on the streets. We were living with the grandma, so we weren't homeless. But we didn't have any property to our name. We were effed. And everything that was in the house, my PlayStation, just everything, gone. Everything gone. I have no idea. I have no idea how I don't know. I really don't know how that could even happen, but it did. Everything's gone. And that sucks. So yeah, so that was the Jeremy saga. That's the dark part of the story. I said that would get dark because it did. We lost everything. We officially lost everything. But we're good. We're good now. So after Jeremy, my mom didn't date for a while. Yeah, she didn't date anybody for a while. This was, by the way, I was in 6th grade at this time. Like, at the time of Jeremy breaking up, I was in 6th grade. So that kind of gives you a perspective of how long she was with Jeremy, because I was in, like 3rd grade? No, I was in 3rd grade when they met. So yeah, it was 3 years of them dating. Pretty crazy. But yeah, so the next saga in my life, man, why am I having so hard time remembering? I guess nothing really happened for a while. I was very sad. Maybe I might have had depression. I don't even know what that was when I was a little kid, but I had a really hard time moving forward from this, because I had just lost everything. Not only that, I had just lost a father figure. It was crazy. But yeah, next up, a bunch of boring stuff happened. Middle school was pretty fire. So 6th grade, I actually decided I met some friends. Okay, I met some new friends, because middle school, new friends. I was no longer friends with Forrest. I was barely friends with Dylan at this point. It's really unfortunate. We kind of just drifted. We were really good friends through most of elementary school, though. I think from 3rd grade to 5th grade. So really not that long. But he was a good friend in my life. I remember him. We were friends for a while. So 6th grade, I actually did really bad in school, guys. Because I had met these new friends. We're going to draw them. So we got Connor. Oh, God, man. I regret these years so much. It was only 6th grade, by the way. I wasn't friends with these guys anymore after this. We got Connor. We're just going to say Connor K. We're going to say his initial. And then Louis. That's how you spell his name. Louis L. So, I got friends with these 2 kids. And, man, I really fucked up everything, man. I was friends with these guys, and they always Looking back now, they definitely were just like, taking my friendliness for granted, because we would do like dares and stuff, and I would always be the one that had to do the worst dares, and I did them, and I was stupid, and the teachers didn't like me, and I had a really really rough time in 6th grade, adjusting to middle school. I was kind of a bad kid. I got like C's, D's. I maybe got like 1A or maybe 1B. I don't know. I was doing bad. I wasn't failing. I still passed the grade. But I was not doing how I would normally do. And this, of course, made my mom just kind of just upset, and just made me upset. And just everybody was upset. That year, 6th grade was not very fun. But luckily, next was 7th grade. And 7th grade was incredible. I met some friends that I'm still friends with today. Um, let's go ahead and list them. So we got my boy. Okay, why am I drawing his hair long? He doesn't have long hair. Ethan. I'm still friends with Ethan to this day. I don't talk to him very often, but I would still consider Ethan a friend of mine, you know? So we got Ethan. I made some other friends. I got a friend named Aiden I still talk to. Uh, I guess in 7th grade I didn't make very many permanent friends. Right now I'm just trying to, I mean, I had a lot of friends in 7th grade that I had met, but I'm trying to think of ones I'm still friends with today, and there's not many. But we'll list off some of the other friends. Kendall. I was friends with this girl named Kendall. She was pretty chill. I'm just trying to remember who I was friends with. It's kind of hard to remember. Oh, Logan. I was friends with this kid named Logan. I was friends with this kid named Caleb. I was friends with a good amount of people. 7th grade was really good. I actually got all A's, straight A's. Did great in 7th grade because I had better friends. I had people that were around me that were just good people. And I feel like I met some of the most genuine people in 7th grade and moving forward. I don't think I've had a single friend that I have completely regretted talking to since 6th grade. Okay. So next up in 8th grade. 8th grade was honestly a pretty interesting year. So 8th grade for me was actually when COVID first hit. Was the end of 8th grade. March of 8th grade. If you guys remember COVID. Pretty crazy stuff. But yeah, in 8th grade I also got all A's. I mean, I think I maybe got a B. Or two because of COVID, and I don't know, it was weird. But yeah, I met some more friends in 8th grade, but none of these friends I really am still friends with, to be honest. Oh, actually, I'm lying. So I met this guy named Seabass, actually. His name is Sebastian. Sorry, my nose is like really tickling. But I met this guy named Seabass. His name is actually, yeah, his name's Sebastian. I said this already. Seabass is a great guy. I'm still friends with him today. He's still one of the people I talk to almost every day. I totally am capping when I said I didn't meet anybody in 8th grade. I met freaking Seabass in 8th grade, dude. I met a few other people in 8th grade. I'm trying to remember. This guy named Jacob. W. We'll call him Jacob W. because there's a few other Jacobs. Oh, Jacob T. We'll call him J Tinney. You know, we're gonna call him J Tinney. So this is J Tinney. I met this kid named J Tinney in 8th grade as well. J Tinney, man, he's an interesting guy. He's an interesting character. We're gonna leave it at that. Still, I guess I would still consider him a friend. I guess I still talk to him occasionally, and I know him still, and we still keep contact. You know. But he's just an interesting guy. I don't know if I label him as a good friend. He's an interesting guy. I met a few other people. Oh, I guess in 6th grade. You know what? He's gonna watch this video. I technically actually met this kid named Zane. Technically met him in 6th grade, but then we didn't talk again till like, I guess freshman year of high school. We had a math class. I'm pretty sure together. Mr. Hill. Right, Zane? Zane, comment down below if we had Mr. Hill together. I don't remember. I still talk to Zane today. I talked to Zane literally today. Zane is, he's a pretty good friend of mine. I hit his car. We don't need to mention that later. I hit his car. That was crazy. Feel bad kind of about that still, but, you know. Yeah, I met a few people. So I guess I met Zane in 6th grade. He's one of the people I don't regret meeting. But I didn't know. I met him very briefly, and we didn't really hang out much in middle school. I had just met him in 6th grade, and I was like, this guy's kind of nice and cool. I feel like Zane's pretty cool. And that's how I felt in 6th grade. 7th grade, we didn't have any classes together. 8th grade, we didn't have any classes together. I didn't really talk to him again until freshman year of high school, and now we still talk. But yeah, I met a few people, you know. Oh, jeez. You know, I actually forgot to mention my childhood best friend. We'll go ahead and talk about her a little bit. So her name was Zoe. She was my childhood best friend. I knew her for, like, pretty much a long time. We just kind of sort of drifted apart. Just, you know, just sort of lost interest. Just different interests. I have no ill feelings towards her. Nothing bad happened. That also leads me to mention another character, another very interesting character in my life that I somehow know now and I guess I'm friends with, I think. So there's this guy named Marty, who was actually friends with Zoe also, and I remember I went to a fall festival with Zoe, and I met this kid named Marty, and at the time I was wearing a Slipknot shirt, and he said that he liked my shirt, and that's how I knew that he was a cool guy. And again, he's another one of those guys that I just didn't talk to again until freshman year of high school. So weird, man. So weird how these things connect. But yeah, that's Zoe and, you know, Marty. Marty, what's up, Marty? He's not gonna watch this video. He's never gonna watch this video, but what's up, Marty? Next up, well, I'm trying to do this quickly because I'm not trying to have an hour-long thing. So yeah, next up, you know, COVID came. COVID, man. And honestly, I can talk about COVID in a full sentence. I did absolutely nothing during COVID, guys. Absolutely nothing. Nothing important in my life happened during COVID. Nobody in my family got COVID, except for my dad. My dad got COVID, and he actually figured out that he actually has a life-threatening kidney disease, immune deficiency disorder, and he's actually dying as we speak. He's actually on treatment, but yeah. Forgot to mention that. Yeah, that's crazy. So he got COVID, and it fucked his kidneys up. His kidneys died, and now he's dying. Slowly, but surely, I suppose. Yeah, so my dad's dying. That's really weird. I don't even know why I brought that up, but COVID, nothing really important happened in my life. Next up, we go to the digital era of my 9th grade. So my 9th grade, the digital era happened, where we were all on computers talking in Zoom calls. You know, that happened. That was a crazy time in my life. Yeah, that was just crazy. That was pretty bizarre, if I do say so myself. Sorry, man. So yeah, we get into I don't need to drop. Okay. Then we get into the in-person era of 9th grade. Where we were going in person. I had to do PE and stuff. It was horrible. 9th grade was so shit. I didn't even meet. I met like a few people. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say. So there was a Discord server that was made, and it was I'm just gonna write the initials for it. So I was friends with these kids at the time. This was the Discord server. So I was friends at the time with these kids. I don't even know if I would say I was friends with them. I just knew them from middle school, and they were the only people I knew in high school that I had actually like remembered. Chance and Chase. These characters are important, but not really, and I'm not even gonna go into the whole story what happened to them. Let's just say we're not friends anymore because some weird shit happened. Nah, I don't even need to go into the details. They're not worth it. But yeah, they invited me one day to this server in Discord, and through that I met some people that I'm friends with nowadays. We're gonna go ahead and clear this, because I'm gonna write all of the names of the people that I met in this server. So this is where I had re-met Zane. Oh, nah, this was a stacked server, by the way. So that's where I had re-met Zane. I had re-met Marty. So these are two people I had already known in the past, and I had met them again through this server. And we're gonna say HH, by the way, at the top. So you remember the server. That's what the logo was, alright? I'm not even in the server anymore, but I'm still friends with the people that were in it. It's just kind of died. So I met Zane, Marty. The leader of the server was this kid named Noah. I already know he's gonna watch this video as well. What up, man? Shout out to Noah, I guess. He was the leader of this server that I have met him through, and at first, I'm gonna be honest, I think all of them absolutely hated me at first, or just thought I was like a weird-ass kid, because of the people who had invited me were Chance and Chase, and they were very disliked, so therefore I was disliked. It's okay, though, it's all good, it's all love. Jacob, we're gonna write Jacob, this is not Jay Tinney, this is another Jacob, different Jacob. Jacob, we got Brandon. Yep, Brandon. I met Brandon through this server. I'll explain these people. I don't need to explain them actually, because this is a draw my life, not draw their life. These are just my friends. I'll just tell them their names. Zane, Marty, Noah, Jacob, Brandon. There's no way I'm forgetting my actual friends that I'm friends with right now. I'm blanking. Who else is there? Oh my god, dude, I feel bad for the person I forgot, because I know there's more people. I'm sorry, I have to look at my phone. I had to jog my memory. I'm sorry, I'm a bad person. I'm so sorry. Who else did I meet through this? Yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. I didn't really forget many people. I didn't forget anybody. I'm not looking in the server. I'm looking at a different thing. Okay. I mean, there's this kid in there named Connor. Who I know are in real life too. I just don't know Connor very well, so I didn't really think to write him. But I technically met him through the server. And yeah, so these are some people I'm friends with now. These are the ones who I actually had met through the server. Later, I had met, we're gonna go and say Ryan and James. I met them in a different Discord server. I'm just gonna circle these two. These two are actually in town right now. I'm just writing them because I think they might, there's a chance they might watch this video. Yeah, what's up, Ryan and James? They're from Minnesota. I met them online through Zane. They were friends with Zane originally. I met them through Zane in this server called the Hatsune Miku Fan Club. It had nothing to do with Hatsune Miku. I think it was satire. But yeah, Seabass was in there. All the cool homies were in there. Seabass, he's the homie. Yeah, so I've met all these people. Next comes sophomore year. I've been friends with these people for a little while now. We basically were friends over summer. We did a bunch of stuff. We hung out a lot. Good friends. Oh, yeah. And then sophomore year, I met this guy named Jake. And he had a friend with him. I don't think they're friends anymore. We're not going to talk about that just in case. I met Jake. This guy, no, I don't need to put the G. If he's watching, which I doubt. If he's watching, which I doubt it, he'll know who he is. And then, through Jake, it was like kind of a branch, so then I met, Jason. This guy named Jason. He's, no offense, Jason, but I don't know, man. Next up, we got Luke. Luke's cool. I don't know if he feels the same way about me, but all these people I'm naming right now, they're like... Okay. Next up, I met this guy named Morgan. Through these guys. Oh. crazy. So Jake was actually connected to my next door neighbor named Ben. They were friends at the time, and I was kind of friends with Ben. He was my neighbor. Everybody thinks I was like best friends with him. He was my neighbor, so I would just like hang out with him whenever like he would randomly come over. I never really knocked on his door. He would just come over and we would hang out. We would jam. We would play music together because he knew how to play like bass and shit, and I knew how to play guitar. But we would just jam. That's really it. But yeah. So then Morgan. Am I forgetting somebody? Probably. I'm sorry. Yeah, Miles. I'm not really forgetting him. He's just, I didn't really meet him till later. But yeah, so there was these people who I met through them. And then, so I had known these people for, like a little bit, not too long before these guys had all met them. So, not excluding these three, just because it was mostly these guys. So Brandon had originally met them because I was in a class with Jake and Brandon together. It was a psychology class, and Jake had already known who I was just from the previous year, and I knew who Brandon was also. So we all sat together. All three of us sat together, and then Brandon and everybody met Jake. They became good friends, and then everybody else, because they're friends with Brandon. They all met them, and then now this is kind of the current, besides Ben, I'm gonna cross him out. This is kind of the current, like, IRL hangout group we have going on. It's mostly gonna consist of these people right here. Pretty much. Oh, and Zane. I underlined Zane, so that's why I kind of, like, forgot. Okay, so, yeah, he's there, too. I don't know why, I just thought that was, like, some, okay. Zane, too. So these were kind of the people that we hang out with nowadays, but that's how they all met. Just like we just had classes together, and then yada yada. All these guys are a year older, or wait, no, they're like 2 years older. Yeah, so all these guys are like 2 years older than us, than us. Like by us, I mean these guys. They're 2 years older so they graduated when we were sophomores. Wait, no, they didn't. They graduated when... Wait. Yeah, when we were... I don't know. It doesn't matter that much. But they graduated already, and yeah, so... That's it. No, also me and Ben had a falling out. So sad. So, such a shame. This is already an hour long. But, yeah, that's kind of how I met all my friends I have today. Some things that have happened. I mean, I'm not going to go over every little tiny event that's happened, but basically these are the big things. I met all these people. Nowadays, I'm hanging out with them. Junior year of high school, what kind of big stuff happened? I guess in my junior year of high school, I took some college classes for the first time in my life. That was interesting. Oh yeah, there's another friend I met. This guy named Arthur. Met him in freshman or sophomore year. He's an interesting character. We'll label him on here just so nobody's left out. Yeah, Arthur is an interesting character. I like to argue with him. Not argue, more like he has really bad takes. Is all I'm saying. It's kind of fun to just go with it. But yeah, Arthur. Oh yeah, I worked at a few places through the years. I worked at Buffalo Wild Wings at first, and then I worked at this place called Flame and Amy's. That place was all right, I suppose. Some people that worked there, Jacob and Zane, still work there. Pretty cool, I guess. Flame and Amy's, yeah, and then I next went and worked at this place called PT's. I'm pretty much doxing myself because all these places are local. But PT's, and then now I work. Okay, I guess now I work at Zaxby's. Met a lot of cool people working at work. They're all great. A lot of my coworkers have been working there since January. So has 7 months, nearly. It's been crazy, man. It's been crazy. I've been working there for a while. Before that, I hadn't held a job for over like 3 months, just because I hated every job I had. Literally every job. Buffalo Wild Wings, hated it. Managers were horrible. Flamin' Amy's, hated it. I was on Dish for like a month. I didn't like that shit. Also, like, I'm not trying to be a dishwasher. I didn't sign up for that. PTs, was getting paid like jack shit and getting scheduled nothing. And Zaxby's is good. I've been there for 7 months. I make fair money, like good money, like it's good, and I get good hours, so I have nothing to complain about there. But yeah, I mean, that's my Draw My Life basically. Up until this point in my life, I did leave out tons of key events, or I did leave out like tons of events. Like when I was younger, I used to have to wear a patch over my eye because my eye is bad, and I used to have to train it to get stronger. So I would wear a patch over my good eye and only use my bad eye for the whole day. Crazy stuff. Also in kindergarten, I threw up on like 3 people. Also one time in kindergarten, this one kid put a note in the trash, we had pen pals, and he put the note in the toilet, and we had a boys' toilet and a girls' toilet in the room. It was like little rooms, like little bathrooms for the boys and the girls. Sorry. And they found that they didn't know whose it was. They made all of us sit out, and until the one of us confessed. I was crying my head off. I was like, "Come on, can somebody please confess? I want to get back to drawing chalk on the sidewalk. This is so effed up of you. Please confess." Later came out that it was this other Drew named Drew Piner. Shit, man, I just completely doxed that guy. My fault. This is this other guy named Drew. I gotta take a sip of water in all my videos. I haven't yet. This guy named Drew, and the guy was an asshole, man. He didn't freaking fess up. Bunch of the other things happened. I did Science Olympiad one year. That ended so horribly. There was this guy named Preston who I did it with. Preston, actually, some of these guys know Preston from middle school. But I did Science Olympiad with this kid named Preston, and he was going around and licking all the freaking rocks to see which one was salt. Science Olympiad, man. And he actually got kicked out, and I had to finish the rest of it. Oh my god. Guys, I know so many random people, because these people also know this guy. There's a guy named Josh. We'll call him Josh H. His last name does start with an H, and it's a city in Texas. I just doxed that guy. But yeah, so Josh, man. That guy had to fill in for Preston, because Preston got basically banned for licking the rocks. Apparently you're not supposed to lick the rocks. That's cheating. So Josh had to fill in for the egg trebuchet catapult thing, where you have to launch an egg inside of a protective casing so it doesn't die. And Josh had no idea what he was doing. It was great. But yeah, so that was Science Olympiad, man. Preston was crazy, man. He was a crazy guy, bro. Also want to give a shout out to a few people that have really made my life great. So my grandma, I call her Mimi, great lady, incredible. My mom, of course, even though she's made poor decisions, haven't we all? And she's made my life great. All my friends, sometimes they make my life a living hell, but I mean, most of the time it's great to have company. So I do want to thank them, and I do appreciate them. And yeah, man, people make my life great. Most of the people on this paper right now, I mean, excluding a few of them. Yeah, excluding a few of them. Who else is on here that I don't really... Excluding these people, man, I don't even really know Connor that well, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest too, I'm sorry if you guys watch this video. I just don't know you guys well. I don't know you guys that well. I don't know any of these guys that well. I'm just gonna X them all out. But yeah. All these people make my life feel great. Love it. Thank you for watching my Draw My Life. Maybe in 20 years I'll make another one. I don't plan on doing this ever again. This is the longest video I'm probably ever gonna make, unless I react to that hockey video sent in by a fan. Yeah, man, that's my Draw My Life. I'm tired. It's 5:27 a.m. Actually, I'm lying. I'm not tired. I have issues. But yeah, man. I mean, thanks for watching. Drew Army. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell. We're almost at 1 million subscribers. I'm just kidding. Maybe one day. Nah, but for real though. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you did, I doubt anybody did. And if you're here for this part, you know, thank you for being here. Yeah. Thank you very much. Like, comment, hit that bell, subscribe, Nerdy Gang. Peace. And I'll see y'all in the next reaction video, because I'm not doing another one of these. Peace!